Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your magic moon message. Venus retrograde, Sun, and Moon in Leo. This is, of course, not only an activation of life force energy that we're stepping into, but with the square to Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus, this is also serving as a supernatural awakening, adding on to the life force activation. Because the truth is, every new moon in Leo, every year, annually, we have a life force activation. All right, an activation of life force energy. The activation of natural energy is the new moon in Taurus. The activation of cosmic energy and knowledge is new moon in Aquarius. And the activation of pure energy is new moon in Scorpio. So new moon in Leo gives us that central life force activation, which means that every year annually, we have 4 activations of 4 major energy centers. And before I go further, this by no means is necessary, or no one is forced to do this, but hook your boy up. I got the tip button down below. Trying to get me some nice coffee tonight. I know coffee is like a morning drink, but if anyone has it in their heart to just send like $1, $2, $3, I'm not necessarily struggling for cash or anything, but trust, it'll go a long way. At least while I'm still waiting for my debit cards to come in the mail, I can only access my PayPal right now, so he'll be hooking it up, trust me, for the short temporary period that I can't use any other card. Anyway, other than that, this Leo season, as we wrap up the transit, okay, is putting you in a position to not only activate this second stage energy source, first being Taurus, second being your heart, after the body's natural energy, then your heart and its solar energy. You can surge in passion because it takes courage to express love. So with that being said, okay, the element and nature of this is coinciding the Sun square to Jupiter and Uranus. And this is going to challenge you as you break through the mold, as a seed breaks out of the ground, right? The conjunction in Aries was like you activating this evolution of who you are and subsequently the quality of your instruments. And now you on Leo is the first time you're on stage breaking through those seeds you planted by taking your individuality and beginning to perform them. This is going to be before we perfect it in Virgo, that's the trine of Jupiter. And then once we now apply that perfection and practice and integrate it out through Libra, which is going to be more performance artistry, adding art to the courage to perform and expressing post-practice. That's the quincunx, before we complete the opposition in Scorpio. So we're halfway there. Things are literally heating up. And I think the best part about this is everything before this new moon counts as a pre-glow up period. In fact, you could say everything before Leo season, but now that the moon is making it to the sun, which has caught up with Venus retrograde, this is your glow up. It is literally here. Your glow up is literally here. It is before today and after today. The amount of swagger you're about to move forward with is going to really redefine your literal creativity. You're literally redefining swag. So you have evolved. The way that you used to rock your own clothes at high school is not the same way you rock your clothes as a professional adult. Unless you're in high school watching this, then the way you wore your clothes at grade school isn't what you're rocking to high school. You would get flamed. Dudes at school would be like, where's your swag? You dress like a literal kid. And so now that you have evolved, the way you express yourself has evolved. And the things that you used to think were cool and awesome, you might be a little embarrassed by, or you might have just grown beyond them. That's what this Venus retrograde represents. You are redefining your swag. You walk with so much confidence more than you did before. You have greater skills and ability, and the way you strut your stuff is reflecting that. So this is that broad realization and awareness with the sun, and then eclipsed understanding with the moon that you're going to be able to activate this new cycle with. New cycle meaning 0 degree point. The moon and the sun and Venus are 0 degrees from each other, which is an Aries degree of activation. We're kicking off the cycle. Notable transits moving forward from this will be Aquarius season, where we will complete the new moon. It's also going to be by the time the sun will never oppose Mercury or Venus, but by the time the sun reaches Scorpio season as well to break through that point. And Scorpio season is going to be the checkpoint. Aquarius season is going to be the completion, and Venus in Aquarius as well, and Venus in Scorpio, which will just deepen and then, of course, complete the nature with which we're applying now the knowledge of the passion we activated. So the reason why this is important is everything up until this point set up these transits. Literally, the new moon in Cancer, that was a burst of psychic power, has now converted itself into solar energy. The solar energy we're activating will eventually reach Scorpio, to where we deepen it with pure energy and purify it. That's going to lead to cosmic energy. We're going to come back every year, do it again, start from natural. So you want to get excited. This is literally the energy of passion and excitement. And the cool thing about this is it's not geared on just pretending you're happy. This is through Venus reevaluating what really brings excitement to your heart. Like what do you genuinely find fun, because you're redefining your swag and swagger and spice and sauce around that. Boom, boom, biggie. Before Mercury retrogrades and you reevaluate your entire behavior and behavioral patterns, Venus is redefining your heart and the courage it takes to express it. So this new moon is the culmination of a quarter square Scorpio, the full moon in Aquarius, and then the third quarter square in Taurus. Those 3 points set the bricks and pieces for the new moon. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's like when the new moon is at the beginning of the sign, it's like you build the sandcastle, and by the full moon, it's complete. Then coming into the balsamic phase clears the tide away. But when you have the new moon at the end of the sign, it's almost as if you start the transit off with that tidal wave. And so by the time the full moon is complete and all the pieces are in place, we do go through that balsamic phase again. But this time, instead of starting with the sandcastle being built, the new moon at the end of the sign is like you cleared the ocean, got everything in place, and then you end with the sandcastle being built. Which is probably a horrible analogy, but I just wanted you to keep that in mind, because versus the sandcastle being built in the beginning, we're getting everything ready so that we can end the transit with the sandcastle. All the pieces are built representing those first, third quarter square and full moon transits, meaning the last thing as a part of Leo season we have to do is activate. Boom. We bring that activation and immediately begin to integrate it in Virgo, where this energy is going to be the passion and energy needed to perfect and practice your will in Virgo. So this is literally it. This is the push start button that's going to provide energy for your vehicle to literally run. Now that you've fueled it up in Cancer, you've programmed it in Gemini, you've picked the body of the car in Taurus, and you basically already evolved the engine and accelerator in Aries, which all came from your imagination and self-concept and belief in the car in Pisces, and the schematics drawn in Aquarius based on it being built in Capricorn from the vision that you had in Sagittarius. Now I'm just spitting bars. So there you go. This is going to initiate new events that will challenge you socially, not only to express your talents, but this is also going to activate the talents that come from this activation of life force, which is very important because once again, with that square to Jupiter and Uranus, this is going to awaken so much of an expanded, strengthened quality of your own physical body's ability to process and sense these energies. That square makes sure you're standing on the values of everything you know about your worth so that you don't get blowback from outside opinions, squares, ops, beings and forces that wish to undermine your worth and value. But should you, of course, stand on the true nature of what it's worth, you become unstoppable and unshakable and a bastion for insecure, weak, little, stupid bitches to project their insecurities on you, with which you could just laugh in their face. That's not being a bully, and that's not being mean if you laugh at their face and just remind them that they're being stupid. All right, that's a healthy laugh. Okay, you're not making fun of somebody for being stupid. You're laughing at somebody being insecure, thinking that it's going to do anything to you because they're trying to manipulate you with their own insecurity. Laugh at people who try and manipulate you with their own insecurity. Laughter really is the best medicine. Once they see you laughing at them, they wanted to get a rise out of you. Once they see you genuinely laughing at them, they'll wake up. They'll get a wake-up call. They might be very salty, but you can marinate that in whatever you're cooking. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I wanted to share. Because this new moon is also going to be a part, lightly, of the Pluto-Neptune yod, just be very mindful of what you're inspired to transform in your approach. All right, this moving forward from this new moon, once we start to analyze and manifest the quality of this in Virgo, you're going to see a change in your behavior relative to how much charisma and swag you actually approach socialization, socializing, the expression of your talents, really just sharing what and who you love, or sharing with who you love, or just relative to everything that's done to amplify your voice out here in these streets, accentuate your actions, and prepare you for very, 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 very epic conflicts. As I do feel like this North Node in Aries is a road to World War III or Civil War. But I mean, war in and of itself as a concept doesn't have to be as crazy as we think it'd be. Could be the best thing that ever happened. But what matters is you and how you approach what's happening out here in the world now that we're ready to conclude this transit that is integrating our individuality. Glow up, ladies and gentlemen, and find one, at least one, really find five, because this is the fifth zodiac sign. Find at least one thing you really love about yourself, that you're proud. The sin of Leo is pride, but find something that you're really proud of yourself about, that you really love about yourself, that you really like about yourself, and focus on that. A hack that works really well is to imagine people falling in love with that. Like, now that you are convinced you like this about yourself, imagine people saying, oh, I really like this person, they have that trait or that. Get used to that inundation of feeling strength on that, and let that be your power and strength as you grow more things that you love about yourself. And you'll be surprised what you could do with just that alone. It's very subtle. You wouldn't think on the surface that does much. It basically warps reality, fam. Trust me. So like, once you are square on that, have fun with it, because this activation is going to add more spice and swag and fun, that you're going to immediately step into Virgo season and create a lifestyle and routine with which you can put that fun energy in. Boom, that'll prepare us for Libra season, where now we're bridging that routine with characters going through this eclipse portal and possibly war. And if you're ready to lay the smack down and kick some ass with your new abilities, holla at Infinity Gang. We always accept the new recruits. Hey, shout out to y'all. Hope you enjoy this Magic Moon message. I have the tip jar in my description box below. It would really help a lot. You don't have to send anything, really. A prayer would be great too. Peace.